Hello and welcome to another Nikomedia tutorial. So recently I stumbled over a video from Noseman. This guy is Noseman here, and I deeply recommend you follow him and watch everything he provides. He's a really great teacher, great educator, and a funny guy. And we all know Noseman knows, so he knows everything about cinema 4D, and I think he knows even he knows the meaning of life. I think he knows everything. Okay, so really follow him, and you will find so here on YouTube or on Cineversity. He has a lot tutorials and everything, and I will provide a link in my description here. And when you go to his video here, you will find the plugin which we use today, the free plugin. You will find it here to download. This Edge to Spline Procedural plugin is a plugin which makes an edge selection to a spline without converting it. So normally you make an edge selection and then you say edge to spline, you get an extra spline and you can work with this. But you have to do this when you want to change something and you need and the spline changes, so you have to do this every time. And this is a procedural way. In his video here, he shows exactly what you can do with this. So just watch it and you see the possibilities. And I had the idea as I saw this. This is a perfect thing to make something like a procedural welds. So and this is what we want to do today. I want to show you how I use this plugin. So I had this idea. I have seen this and I thought, this is perfect for welds. So let's see what we can do with this. Let's go to cinema. We are here in cinema R23, but this works with every version which the plugin works. So, and yeah, no, I will later use the volumes. So from R20 on is the best, but you don't need the volumes. You can do something with sweep snurps and everything. So yeah, and later on we will try to make to texture this so that we have on the welding part darker areas, and on the rest of the object the normal, let's say chromium or something else. And we will do this for physical and octane. I will try it in both. I did not try it. I just tried the thing with the weld, not far, but I've seen, okay, this could work, and I was really, I want to do it. So, okay. First of all, I have now installed the plugin. I installed the plugin like every other plugin here. I have Edge to Spline. And I want to bring this Edge to Spline out to my toolbar. So Shift F12. You have customize commands, and I'm giving Edge to Spline. And I don't want the converts an edge, I need the object. So let's first make a separator here, and then I drag my object in here. So, okay. Good so far. Now we need two objects to weld together. I take simply for the sake of the tutorial, two cylinders. One cylinder here, make it a little smaller, thinner, and I don't need anything for now. And copy this. I just control drag it to the side, so I make a copy. You see, maybe another one, and rotate this guy a little bit. And now let's say I want here a weld. Okay. And so how we do this? I put this in a pool. And normally when we do it without the plugin, I show you how I do this. I take a bool, bring this in a bool. Very important here is, so first I make a union. Very important here is select intersections. So that means when we make this editable, we get a edge selection from the intersections. and I want to create a single object, and this as well. So now I would do it without the plugin. I would convert the current state to object here. I have now this one, and you see, because we have ticked on this select intersections, let's hide this, we have here a selection tag. And you see the name of the selection tag is I. Remember this. So when I double click it, you see, this is exactly the spline we need. But now I would have to make, would have to go to spline, conversion, edge to spline, then I get an edge, and when I hide this, I see, okay, I have a spline now here. But imagine if you say, no, this is not the right angle, and I wanna rotate this cylinder again, and then I have to do this from the beginning, and that's boring. So let's hide this. Delete it. So now we try this edge to spline object. I simply bring it in. And here in the edge to spline object, I have a slot for object and for edge selection. The object will be the bool. And we remember the selection tag had the name I. This was an I for intersection. So edge selection was an I. Bring in an I, enter. And at this moment, when we hide the bool, you see we have our spline. We have to do nothing else. And the funny thing here is, if I now rotate the cylinder, the spline goes totally with it. This is exactly what we want. And this is a great thing. Okay. Now we have to spline, but this spline, you see, it looks a little jaggy. This is because in the cylinders I use just 16 rotation segments. Let's go up to 50 with this, and you see a nice smooth thing here. A smooth. Smooth. Okay. Now, as I said, we can do now a simple, if this is far away and you don't see really the weld, you can do a simple sweep here. So let's create a circle with, let's say, 2 centimeter, and we need a sweep. The sweep is here. And bring this is our profile spline, this is our path, and we have all around this a nice weld. You see this, the mesh looks not really nice, not even, so here you can go to your edge to spline object, override type, and then you see we are in linear here. You have here the 3 Akima and B spline, but linear works fine for me here. Okay, great. And this, of course, still follows our bool. So, you see, it works just perfect. Doesn't matter how you do it, it works perfect. Okay. The next step, as I said, if you want this is okay. If you're far away, this is okay. But when we make close, a weld does not look like this, so smooth, and a weld looks more like this here. And this looks to me is like different discs laying over each other or something else like this. And this is what I want to do now. So for this, I will use a cloner. And let's save this and name it edge to spline for the moment. Edge. That's okay for now. Okay, just that it's safe. I want to make a disk and clone it along this edge to spline. So disk, let's say 2 centimeter. Let's hide the bool for the moment. And the disk I want to clone, so I go to move graph, hold my Alt because I have the disk selected, hold my Alt, click on the cloner, and we have it. And in the cloner we want an object, and the object will be the edge to spline. Boing. Looks correct so far when we put this in here, so, but we see one problem here. this isn't what we want. We have it just on this thing. Here everything is okay. Let's first play a little with the transform and bring these guys up here, something like that. I want to show you what I want to do here, so you can see this. I want to bring this later on in a volume. That's the reason I said R20 volume. Otherwise, you can try this with how is it, metaballs too, or you make a simple spline with a displacer in it maybe or something else. But I want to bring this in the volume builder. So let's try it small, and a volume measure over the volume builder. Okay, so far so good. Let's make this. So this is, you see, okay, that looks not really good because the discs are not in a volume, so it's a little hard to work with it. The thing we can do here is we take and dilate and erode. When I put this in, whoops, big. Let's make this 1 centimeter. And you see now that looks like disc over disc over disc. This is exactly what I want. And I think this could look nice. But we still have this problem here. We have to solve this. In the cloner, you have, the next thing is, I want in the cloner, I don't want the count here. Because when I change now, when I rotate the cylinder, like this, the spline would be much longer than in this case. And when it's longer, so, and we have always the same amount here in count, the discs will go further away from each other. This is not what I want. I want every time the same space between the discs. Doesn't matter how long the spline is. And this we can do with the step here. Go to step and say 1 centimeter. And now it doesn't matter how big the spline is or how long the spline is. The disc will be always 1 centimeter from each other. So this is the first thing. Let's save this. Now we need to repair this. Here in the cloner we have a rail spline, and this is what we need. And the rail splines should be a little bigger than this spline here. But how can we achieve this? The easiest way would be we copy this edge to spline here and make it editable. So, and now I center here the axis, that I'm in the axis of this. So mesh. Axis center, and you will see that it jumps a little. Execute. Okay. And T for scale, and let's hide the cloner for the moment. T for scale and make it a little bigger. See, we have a second spline which is a little bigger than the other spline. And this would work so far. But the problem is, when I now change again the rotation of the cylinder, the spline changes, but this spline does not change. So we have to do this again. We have to go back, we make to copy this, make it editable, make it bigger. It's not what we want. So we want it procedural. And here I got the idea. I thought quite a long time, but it took me some time. But my idea was we make a simple instance out of this. So now we have an instance. We have the same spline here, and if we change here something in the rotation, this edge to spline will change, and the instance, of course, as well will change too. But how can we make the instance now a little bigger? A T for scale or something else does not work. So if I scale this, just laughs about me. Here you can try the same with go here to 2, nothing happens. And this is the same when I change it here. It's the same when I go here in object mode and T. You see it does nothing, and here you see the values. So let's go back. Okay, this all helps not. My idea was we use a displaced deformer. So now I bring a Displaced Deformer under our instance here. Select my instance, go to the Displaced Deformer, hold my Shift key, and the displacer will be a child. Exactly what we want. And the displacer. We don't need a lot of displacement, so one should be enough here. I don't want it in every direction, I want it just in one direction. Okay. And the shading, to make something bigger, the shading what you need just a color. In this case I need a white color. Bring it in. And you immediately see, okay, we got something. We have a little problem here. This is because of the vertex normals. Let's go to spherical, and now we have exactly what we want. We can make this spline bigger. And of course, this changes now with this spline. So when I rotate this cylinder, both splines will do the same. And this is exactly what we need. Okay, so let's go to the cloner now. We have here this problem. And in the cloner, we have the rail. And here in the rail, I bring in my instance, my spline instance. And now we see it works perfect everywhere. And so you can make a nice rail spline. It is not just for the cloner, you can use it something like this in a sweep or wherever you want. So, but I think this is a nice way to make a rail spline. Yeah, sometimes you need a rail spline for the show in this direction, the right, left, or something else, and then this, yeah, maybe you could do this with a planar thing later on, but we are here now. And now we bring this back in the volume builder. The volume builder is a little bit too big. Let's bring the bool inside too. We have these nice things here, but let's go to the volume builder here. 2, let's dilate 0.5 maybe here. Yeah, that looks much better. You can change this a little bit with the transform. Here you have to play with the transform. You can, if you transform it here, see, you get a different thing here. That looks nice. That looks really like a nice weld. We could do something more, maybe, because the discs, let's save this. The discs are not the same size, of course. Let's make a random deformer here, a random effector, and let's change the size of the discs a little bit. Effector, random effector. In the random effector, in the parameter, you see by default is everything off here. I want to change the scale here. Uniform scale, okay, absolute scale, and maybe 0.2. So you see now, that looks really, really nice. That looks like a nice weld for me. Let's see how this looks. Low here and interactive render region. That doesn't show me it don't show me this guy here. Why? That's interesting. Yeah, this can be just a failure here. I'm sure when we render this in the here, yeah, here we see it, and it looks really nice. This looks really nice. Great. Okay, I'm happy with this. I don't care about if I see it here in the interactive render region because which else. And now, and yeah, that's it. We can now, of course, let's say, make another one here. So let's bring this cylinder down. Is this one that I make a copy of this cylinder here? Drag it to the side a little bit. here, and bring these two cylinders in a null object, Alt G. If you change something here, the only thing you have to do is deactivate and activate the cloner. So we go to the deactivate and activate. And normally we should see here another one. Why isn't this? Let's see why this does not happen. Normally this should work. Let's hide the bool. It's a little strange because, as I said, this should work. A union B, this is all okay. I think. Yeah, I missed the spline here, but I did, as I said, I did not test this, but let's make it. Let's try it with a connect. Maybe it works with a connect. But normally this should work. There's something. No. Because I see that it does not work because of this. Let me sort of think about why this does not work. Oh, this is okay, this is okay, this is okay. Let's go to the cylinder 2 and no, that should, I should see here a second one. Wait, no. This would work on this guy here. Of course. Let's bring this delete without children here. Come on, where is it? Delete without children. Let's bring this two in a null. Alt G. This works now. See, this works now. But here we have again, we have to play a little with the transform, with the rotation and everything. But I recommend not doing it like this. If you want more bools, make a bool out of a bool, bool out of a bool, a bool out of a bool, and make more edge to spline. So you have each edge to spline, and you can control each one itself. So this was just a test yet now. So. But it would work, so but now I don't need it, so save. We have a wonderful weld here. Now let's try to texture this. Yeah, this would work, of course, if we have here two spheres or whatever you want. It works with, it should work with every object. And yeah, let's try. Let's start with physical render. In physical render, I'm afraid we have to make this whole thing then editable. So we have to be sure, okay, this is the last state, so this is how I want it, and then I make it editable. I think in Octane render we can work with the volume builder, with the volume mesher, but I will try it in physical. But in physical, as far as I know, I cannot do what I want to do with the volume mesher. Let's try it. The bool I have to make editable because I need a vertex map here on the bool, and for this I need more segments here. Let's go to 100 here. That should look fine. Could try, now it won't work. When we could try to make a vertex map over a correction deformer, but this wouldn't work. Anyway, we have to make it, at one state we have to make it editable. So good. Let's make here the bool current state to object. So here's everything. Create single object is important too. So create the current state to object, and let's hide this guy here. Oops. Bring it in I don't need a backup for the moment. Good. We can try it now. So I make a simple material now, just to show if, just to see if this works. What I want to do. I make it with luminance we see best normally. Bring it on my bowl. Then I want around the weld, I want it darker. So what do? I bring here a color, a layer. I need a layer because I need a color and the vertex map. So let's bring in a color. The colors should be darker. Let's make it so it doesn't matter. I just want to see a difference. And a vertex map. Go to effects, vertex map, and the vertex map under it. And I want to use the vertex map as a layer mask. So layer mask. And bring in the vertex map here. We don't have a vertex map at the moment. First we have to make a vertex map. Good, so let's create a vertex map here. Let's deactivate. So I deactivate a material here. I just give in a selection that does not exist, so nothing happens. Good. Go to the polygon mode, and in the select I set the vertex weight. 0 is okay because we want to drive the vertex map over fields. Yeah, fields, and we need R20. So you could do this here in physical render eventually with the proximal shader as well. But we have fields, why we shouldn't use it. And R20 meanwhile is an old version. So in this, I want to drive this with the volume measure. You see, that looks very promising. Maybe less radius here. That looks good so far. And now let's go back to material. Activate it. And in the material layer, in the vertex map, bring in this vertex map. We won't see anything in the viewport for this, but let's try it. I want to bring out my interactive render region here as well. Shift F12, interactive render region, thick, and dock it here somewhere. Ah, it works. But this should be, the rest should be white, not black. And that doesn't matter if I go here to multiply something else. This doesn't matter. Go to here. We make simply another color. I drag this color rectangle here down to here. And make this color here white. Yeah, it works. That looks a little weird. Let's make a better resolution here. Because we have quite low subdivisions and quite low resolution here. We can try to make this a little bigger here. So let's go to 20. Looks a little better. Let's go to here to the remapping, and let's try it in the contour, a curve. Come on, and go to here. Yeah, that looks better. And we could try to smooth out our vertex. It's quite smooth here, but there is a small thing. What I use, I forgot what I got another tip to make a smooth vertex map, but honestly I forgot it now at the moment. But what I do is I go to here, make a second vertex map. I have to go in polygon mode. Make a second one. This is the new one. And name this smooth. And in this vertex map I use fields as well and bring in this vertex map. And now of course I have here to work with this smooth vertex map. And at the moment we have no thing, but when I go here to remember the layer and we go to average, now it's much smoother, you see. It's 2, but 5 was okay. Looks okay. So that means we could use something like this. Yeah, but let's see if we see this in the viewport. We see it here, the render, but if we see it in the final render as well. Yeah, we don't see it in the final render. And why? I have no idea. My only idea is we have to make the volume builder editable too. Let's try it. First I want to change here the setting here. Fixed 3, so it does not run forever. Go to the volume measure, right click, current state to object. So, and of course now in this guy here, instead of this volume measure, we use this volume measure. So it should change nothing. We can go here enable remapping. Maybe we can play here with the curve as well. So let's see in the arena now. Yeah, here now it works. And it looks very nice. Look how smooth and nice this is. This is exactly what we want. Now let's try to make this nicely with metal. Let's delete this guy here. Make metal material. Whoop, whoop. Metallic is conductor. Let's name the chromium, why not? And little roughness here, so 15. This is our material. Boing, bring it in here. So, and if I enter this, yeah, we see of course nothing because we have no GI, no nothing in here, so nothing to reflect and so on. So what we need is of course some environment. So I use, what a surprise, my scene rig. The rig. I don't need here. I just want background. I don't need more. And it is now. Now we see something. And now in the layer color, we could do this thing with the, I try it. I bring in a layer. We do the same like in the luminance channel before. We need a color. We need two colors. We need the original color and the darker color. Okay, the darker color will be this. Or no, I want to make it different. We have here a color. This is the color I want. And I try to make this a thin film so that we get a little shimmering or something like this. So shader, effect, thin film shader. Yay! And in between, we need the vertex map. Drag it in between. Drag in our smooth vertex map. This is our vertex map smooth. Yay! And this we set to a layer mask. And we have it. It looks great. Because in thin film you can play a little, let's see, we want a little different colors. Oh, I want it by yellowish, so yeah. From far. It looks perfect. Let's give the weld a material as well. So some reflectance. No, not that. Conductor. Yeah, chromium 2. And I think I play with the layer as well. But first, bring it on the volume mesh here. Okay. And let's bring in a thin film here as well. Why not? Of course, you have your freedom. You can do whatever you want. But look at this. I love it. Now you can go crazy. Yeah, this now you can do whatever you want. Okay, I don't do too much here. Just want to show you what you can expect. Every single value you change will do something, you see. Just play around. Like this one. Yeah, you can be very artistic here. You can even make another funny thing. Let's bring in here a noise. Make it a little smaller, maybe 50. And colorize this noise. Colorizer. No, come on. Here. Colorizer. And the colorizer give crazy colors. And now we get this noise inside. Okay. Good. This is this. I saved this. Look at this. It looks great. Yeah, this is really nice. And now let's try this with Octane render. So we delete this here. Bye bye. Save it again and delete the Nikomedias Scene Rig and bring in the Octane Scene Rig. User script Nikomedia delete script here. Delete rig. Bye bye. And bring in the Octane rig. Good. See, the Octane rig I don't need a floor as well, so background doesn't matter. Yeah, turn it on. And save it, and we need, of course, materials. So I open my node editor and I bring this out of the monitor here, so when I need it I bring it back. So one new material, this should be pretty, no, we use a composite material here and we will control it over the vertex map then. Save it. So the first material, submaterial, will be of course a metallic material, GGX, with a little roughness. Let's make this a little bigger. Somehow I think there is a trick. If you hold your shift key you can drag them together. And roughness, float, not as much. So that should be fine. And bring it on our bool here. Okay. Save. If we render this, bring this back here and hit and render. We have this. Okay. So far, so good. Now we start with, I will copy this submaterial here. Make here a little roughness as well. And here I want to make a film. So it's like the thin film we had before. So bring this as material 2 inside. Let's see if the thin film works. So let's bring it as material 1 inside and we have something like this here. Okay, see that works so far. Good. So go back here and bring this inside. Save it. And now we need the vertex map. We need the smooth vertex map. You can drag it in here or in here and bring it as a layer mask inside. We see it does something, but not what I expected, honestly. Why? Could someone tell me why it does something, but not what I want? Of the why is this now? What if I bring in the other vertex map? Yeah, why should this make a difference? I'm not entirely sure why this is now. Let's think a little. Good. What if we take this vertex map and drag it here in the opacity, and here we take a simple float. And the thin film does not work really, so why? It worked before, so let's go back here and bring this here again. And the thin film is here. And strange. What if I change this here? Float away. The vertex map in. Is it smooth? Okay, and now simply invert the vertex map. Okay, let's do it so. Why not? It goes a little far here. So let's go to our vertex map here. And let's try 10 centimeter here. Not 1 centimeter, 10 centimeter. Yeah, that looks nice. And maybe here a little less as well. Oh, we don't can layers. But this is just a smoothing, and this wouldn't make no, that makes no difference here. Okay, but maybe even less 5. Yeah, I like this. But I want this a little darker maybe. Let's rearrange this so that it looks a little weird here. That takes everything. So, okay, it looks nicer. And now this one should be a little darker for me, so let's go in the index. Don't want it artistic, I got a artistic color. A little less specular here. This does nothing, it's just black or full. What does it? Should be funny. 10 here. Does this something? No. 0 is black. Okay. 1. 10. And this is a little. I want this little darker. Maybe with the film. With. Not exactly what I want. How can I make this a little darker? Let's try. But why should this change anything? Oh, it changes a lot. But this changes nothing. Yeah, specular, darker. Yeah, it's the same again. Diffused helps nothing here, I think. So let's try. Float. No, diffuse does nothing. How can we bring this? Can we bring here a color? No, I don't think so, but let's try to bring a color correction inside. Don't forget to save sometimes. Okay, it does something, but not really what I said it will do. Aha, that's better. It's interesting that it changes the colors. Yeah, but this is still not exactly what I want. Duration does not bring anything. Hue should change nothing. Invert. How can we bring this? Maybe it's too shiny. No, maybe this is too shiny. No. At the moment, honestly, I don't have really an idea what I could do here. What could we do to make this darker? I have to use here, I cannot use a glossy or something else because a glossy does not have this film width, or it has, but it looks not really nice. Diffuse. When I don't know, the film width cannot make it like this. But it's at least darker, but I lose my film width, and this is not what I want. Yeah, maybe I get an idea, and but at the moment, but it works. So maybe you have an idea, and can we tell me this idea in the comments? How I could texture this nicely. As I said, I did not test it before, so that's because I was excited to show you this thing. Maybe a little. No, there's nothing what could help me here. Maybe. Let's play with the things here. That's the good thing on Octane. You see immediately what you do. So. And you see immediately that you fail. Nice. Okay, now I don't want to make here more and more and more and more. I go back to my artistic color here, and yeah, it's sure the lighting as well here. So when let's take another HDRI, Shift F8, or simply rotate this HDRI. It makes not really a lot of difference, but another HDRI Shift F8 should help a little at least. Oh, that looks not so bad. I don't want here so much. This guy here, index 105 should be okay for me. It makes no difference. Here. This is the chromium here. And this should, normally this should change or something else, but it does nothing. Let's bring everything to 1. No. It's unbelievable. Maybe we should go to Octane. Where's my index here? it should normally change here something, but maybe because of the composite material. Because I'll show you what I mean. I make a new material, which is only a spec, or I could do this with a glossy as well. First, let's try this. I make here a new material, which is not specular, metallic. GGX, bring this on this guy for the moment. Which one is this now? So this is this, so this is the new one. Okay. And normally when I go to IOR, or to the index, this is not my material I wanted. It is metallic. Yeah, it looks different than in the sub material. But here it changes nothing as well. No, it should change here. Here this is, I think this is just a color, but it doesn't change anything here. This is the color, yeah. And here, oh yeah, this is not really helpful. Yeah, this is too crazy to do. So. But here it does a little bit, but normally it should do more. So last try, so I go back to this one here. And I've seen here in the thing. Now it does something. Interesting. It did nothing before. Now it decided to do something. Okay, now we are definitely darker on this on this side, and then this is what we tried to achieve. Good. Yeah, here the same, a new material here, and for the weld, make another GGX material, metallic. Here I play with the film width and bring this on our weld. Here is the weld. Oh, that looks nice. And we have our welding here. Okay, and you see definitely we get darker areas here around. Let's make it a little bigger here. Then, yeah, that looks not bad. That looks good now. Okay, I hope you like this, so don't care about this texture thing I did now, because I did not test it before. But what I wanted to show you is, yeah, the possibility to make a procedural weld now. And this is a really great thing, I think. And yeah, I hope you like this. And if not, please tell me in the comments what you don't like, or if yes, tell me what you like. Or if you have questions, requests, complaints, suggestions, whatever you want, write it in the comments, please. Meanwhile, you know this sentence, and you can reach me here in the comments on my Facebook site, on our Facebook group, on my website, wherever you want. And I really try to answer every question. Sometimes it can take 1-2 days if I'm really busy, but normally I answer within 1 day latest. So okay, I hope you stay safe, hope you are all well, and yeah, today we started with the second lockdown, with the second full lockdown. It is Tuesday, I think. Yep. Okay. And this will last until 6th of December. So we will do something in this weird time so that we don't get bored and we have a little variety and something else. Okay. As I said, I hope you like this one. Definitely watch Noseman's videos. It's a must, believe me. And yeah, hope you're with me with my next tutorial, which will come soon, because now I have a little more time. I have a lot to do, but I wanna get other thoughts as well. So I try to do something else. I bought me an Oculus Quest 2 now, and this is my first time in the virtual reality, and so it is a lot of fun. And I think about to do something for the virtual reality in Cinema 4D, but I have to see what I can do there, and learning a little what don't know, little Unity or Unreal. I think Unreal. And yeah, that's it for now. Wish you all the best here from Austria, Vienna. Stay healthy, stay safe, and yeah, if you want to donate, you can do so. You will find the links in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, the link is in the description. Don't forget, we have Christmas soon. Okay. Okay, so bye bye, tschüss und baba.